just some things that I saw that I thought might be interesting for you guys to also hear about or think about. So like the video as you guys come in, like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for being here. I appreciate everyone for being here. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, a positive Thanksgiving, quality time with family, no drama, no issues. I hope everyone had a safe Thanksgiving. If you were slightly intoxicated or not sober, you caught a Uber or a Lyft. But yeah, I'm hoping everyone had a great Thanksgiving. But come on in, come on in. Let's do the disclaimer as people come in, and we're just going to talk about a few things. So copyright disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. We're just going to talk hot topics, trending topics, and just, do a few things this morning. So let's get to the video.
Musk threatening to ban Apple devices at his companies. This is in response to Apple's new partnership with OpenAI.
Elon Musk has just dropped a bombshell on the tech world. He's announced that he's building a new smartphone called the Tesla Model Pi, and he's claiming it's going to be so revolutionary, it'll completely change the way we think about phones. If you thought the iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, or Google Pixel were the pinnacle of smartphone technology, think again. Musk is promising a phone that's not just better, but miles ahead of anything else on the market. But what exactly makes the Tesla Model Pi so special? How does it compare to the competition? Join us as we discuss this and more. The vision behind Tesla Model Pi. Before we dive into the details of the phone itself, let's talk about why it was made. Elon Musk is always looking for ways to push the limits of technology. He's known for sending rockets out into space and notably for making electric cars. His aim has always been to create tech that really changes how we live. The Tesla Model Pi is Musk's latest project, and he wants to change how we think about smartphones. This phone isn't just any phone. It's meant to be like a mini supercomputer that works perfectly with other Tesla products. It's supposed to be more than a phone. It's a whole new way of using technology. Musk wants the Model Pi to blend artificial intelligence, connectivity, and eco-friendliness in ways no other phone has. It's designed to do everything from mining cryptocurrency to connecting with...
So let me know how y'all feel about that. Then let's get to the next trending topic. Everyone's been talking about Drake and Kendrick Lamar. So let's get to it in regards to what Stephen A. had to say.
It's supposed to be hip-hop, but that is not what the hell is going on right now. Did you hear the latest news? Did you hear it? Drake is now dragging lawyers into his beef with Kendrick Lamar. I know y'all have heard about this by now. Drake filed a court petition Monday against his own record label, Universal Music Group, and Spotify, by the way, accusing them of harming him by allegedly boosting Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Drake's petition seeks the preservation and divulgence of information that might be used as evidence in a potential lawsuit against UMG, which is the distributor for the record labels of both Drake and Lamar. A second petition filed in Texas alleges UMG engaged in a pay-for-play scheme with iHeartMedia to help boost the song, which the petition also claims defamed Drake. You may recall Not Like Us infers that Drake engages in pedophilia. And the song has gotten more than 900 million plays. It's supposed to be hip-hop, but that is...
Like the video, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. My show, my topics, we do what we want over here. If you have a show, you can go talk about what you want to talk about. But sometimes my people know when I see something, I think it's going to be something that's going to be interesting for my people. So press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Next comment regarding Drake and Kendrick.
On Spotify, who obviously declined to comment on the petition. As for UMG, they issued the following statement saying, quote, the suggestion that UMG would do anything to undermine any of its artists is offensive and untrue. We employ the highest ethical practices in our marketing and promotional campaigns. No amount of contrived and absurd legal arguments in this pre-action submission can mask the fact that fans choose the music they want to hear. End quote. You know, it's interesting that we bring that up because before I go any further, that pre-action petition that they alluded to, understand that's a procedure under New York law that aims to secure information before filing a lawsuit. I just wanted to get that out the way, okay? By the way, the lead between Drake and Kendrick, who, by the way, is set to headline the Super Bowl halftime show, is one of the biggest rap beefs in recent years, the beef between them. According to figures listed on Spotify.
Next clip. Like the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. This morning, we're just doing some hot topics, trending topics. Let's continue.
Biggest rap beefs in years. This is a bad look. Let's get this out of the way right now. It's a bad look. And it's all smeared on Drake. All of it. This is hip hop, man. This is hip hop. Somebody comes at you with lyrics, with a song, you're supposed to come right back at them with the song, with lyrics. And I'm going to tell y'all something right now. You know, the hip-hop community prides itself on being authentic, straight up, real, in your face, letting you know where they stand, how they feel, and not shying away from shit. That's the hip-hop community. I mean, I've never seen an industry where you got folks, yo, I'm not touching this publicly. But I ain't stop a whole bunch of them. I'm talking about 10, 15 different people. Let me know how they feel. Because I'm going to read some of this stuff. You understand? Can't tell you who. But I'm going to just let you know. They look at the biggest rap beefs in years.
Next
this
clip.
Is a bad look. Looking at Kendrick Lamar's song, Not Like Us, with the 900...
Some people wanted a breakdown to understand what was really going on in regards to Drake and Kendrick. So this is a great way to pull it together in a fast way. My show goes a little fast. I like the breakdowns where people can understand. So like the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, everyone. We're just talking hot topics, trending topics.
Having money funneled to them to push one product more so than the other. To push a particular song, to make sure it gets airplay and stuff like that. My point is, I'm not challenging Funkmaster Flex in any way because I know the brother knows a gazillion times more about this industry than I would ever know. All I'm saying is, nah, people don't give a shit about that right now. No. Oh, no. That don't matter right now, ladies and gentlemen. What matters right now is that two lyricists have been going after each other for months. And Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, this shit was off the chain. It was off the chain. Everybody been going. I mean, you got people, kids, adults, senior citizens, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everybody. That's having money funneled to them to push.
Next clip.
And they know the lyrics. Minor. Remember that? I mean, they're like, but all they said was, yo, damn, Kendrick got him. Not damn, Drake's a pedophile. ...
Can't confirm or
Just
deny.
talking about the lyrics and what he brought and what he dropped and how he came at him. And we ain't hear much from Drake. And then we get this. Look, y'all, there's several modes of thinking in this. And let me calm down a little bit because it's got me hyped. I'm not going to even front. Just read it. But, yo, one person wrote to me, Drake throwing away his hip-hop credibility to use this leverage in label negotiations. The flip side is he's also, in effect, helping Kendrick Lamar distance himself from Drake in a hip-hop legend. And they know the lyrics.
Next clip.
Conversation. There are rumblings that the defamation lawsuit is an effort by Drake to stop Kendrick Lamar from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. Because Kendrick Lamar is the halftime show for the Super Bowl. And so now we got to look at it because if you're the National Football League and you, Jay-Z and Roc Nation, who oversees the halftime entertainment for the Super Bowl, and Kendrick Lamar doesn't perform not like us, the world is going to be in an uproar because everybody going to be like, that don't make no sense. Excuse my double negative grammatically error ass having self. That's what they going to say. You gotta play that, especially now. You gotta perform that song. You can't be Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl in New Orleans and you don't play Not Like Us and Drake walks away from that unscathed. Because I don't care who pumped what up. If the song conversation
Next clip.
wasn't straight fire, there's no way it would have had that many hits. That many downloads. No way in hell. I don't give a damn what they try to pump. I don't care what they try to market. Nobody's having it because you want to hear that song.
Okay,
And so
let's get to the next topic. We're gonna talk J-Lo, but let's talk Aubrey O'Day real quick. Aubrey O'Day made a comment in regards to Diddy, and she reacted to the Diddy latest bail denial. And Diddy was, Aubrey O'Day was basically like, take that. There was other clips in regards to Diddy bail denied once again due to safety concerns. We had talked about that because who's to say the apartment that he was trying to move into while being released from jail, who would say that the neighbors would want that? Because of course the media would be swarming all the time, trying to see who's going to visit. And I'm sure they might have even asked if it was like a townhouse or if it was like a penthouse. I'm sure they probably contacted that location in regards to him being possibly released. And maybe they said no. Would you want someone that's been indicted to move into your building and media to be in front of your house, your location? So that might be it. Are you surprised that Aubrey O'Day is basically like, take that? Are you surprised? Many people were wondering if he was going to get out with this new judge. 2 other judges made a decision. Alleged. Sometimes when one judge makes a decision, the other judge may make that same decision. Alleged. But yeah, let me know in the comments how y'all feel about Diddy not getting bail. Like the video. Thanks for being here. Press 3 if you're new. Where are you watching from? Press 3 if you're new. Where are you watching from? Press 5 if you've been here before. Where are you watching from? Next subject. We're going to talk J-Lo in regards to what she's experienced, what she's talked about, her being snubbed, her being in the industry.
And people like, how do you love something that you feel like you don't see a lot of yourself represented at? There have been 2 Latinas that won acting Oscars in all of history. They played the same role, Rita Moreno and Ariana DeBose. And that's it, 2 in 97 years. And that goes like across the board into all like Emmys. We can go on and on.
Yeah.
But we try to look at the glass half full. At least you have. You've seen progress. You've seen steps forward, and sometimes we take steps back. How have you tried to stay positive in that space of just knowing that we're making strides, it's just maybe not going as fast as we like it to?
I heard somebody say change is slow. Positive change is slow, and sometimes that can be frustrating. But I think so long as we're moving in the direction, that's a good thing. When we take steps back, that's when it gets really scary. And that's why sometimes, the state of what's going on is scary.
And people often ask me, like, how do you love something that you feel like you don't see?
But it's our responsibility, I think, more than ever in this time, to not be divisive, to not concentrate on the negative, but to really do what we do, which is to use our voices, to use our art, to put love out in the world and be that love and be that positive kind of vision for what we want our lives to be. And little by little we do it, right? Because when I started, it wasn't... there wasn't a lot of roles. And now I've played in romantic comedies. I'm one of the, romantic comedy actresses that is a go-to. It was unheard of back when I started. I was auditioning for roles with, accents and, all kinds of things, not just a person. Like I was like, I'm just a girl too. I have, I'm just a romantic, girl too, just like any other girl. But it's our responsibility, I think,
Next
more
clip.
than ever. And why can't I play that role? And that's kind of how I saw it. And because I believe that that's why it happened. And then we go little by little, and helming movies. It still blows my mind that I can make a movie like this go. Make it come into fruition. Because they believe in me.
Yeah. And
they go, we think Jennifer starring in that movie is going to do well.
Yeah. That's
amazing. That's not how it was 25 years ago. Yeah. When I was, in my 20s, it wasn't. So it seems like it's not happening, but it is happening, and it's slowly, and it's our responsibility to keep pushing as hard as we can in that direction with our voices as loud as we can.
I have a philosophy that I often use. Again, awards are subjective, but I don't.
Why can't I play that role?
And I think with anything, any actor or actress, it takes time for people to love your craft, period. So if she's getting roles that are better and suited, it just takes time for people to love your craft. And fans have to show up for the movie. If you're not the fans' favorite, they're not going to show up for the movies, and it's not going to be, a clear box office success. So if people are looking at her, I think this is the biggest thing too. Jennifer Lopez's name has been mentioned with Diddy. So she's having concerns right now. Her and Ben are getting a divorce, and people are looking to her to speak up, speak out. She may not be able to speak up, speak out. But what we are going to do is when Diddy has that trial in May of 2025, what will Jennifer, will she have to take the stand? Was she subpoenaed? Was she a part of the grand jury? We understand that. That's probably why Ben said, I'm done. That's probably why he wanted a divorce. And it might have been, it was just too much in regards to the movie, too much of sharing his notes. Ben is a very private person. He's photographed more than he shares photos. And I think I even saw Ben and his ex-wife spending quality time together. I just think it was all too much. And if you're a private guy, you're not going to want your information out there. So I'm wondering what J-Lo has to say. And then you have to remember the young lady in regards to getting injured at the club that night. She's been speaking up and speaking out. So many people are kind of side-eyeing J-Lo and what will happen in regards to J-Lo's career. Let's continue with the next clip.
Say you're a great actor or actress unless you have a few snubs under your belt, and you have 4 by my calculation.
I like that there's 4. Tell me what they are.
Selena.
Yes.
Hot take, The Cell. I think The Cell is incredible.
Thank you.
Out of Sight.
Yeah.
And Hustlers, obviously.
Hustlers. And you know which one? I wouldn't have said The Cell. I thought your 4 would have been the Hector Lavoe story.
Yeah.
El Cantante, because I really love that role. I put a lot into that role of playing Bucci, his wife. But I appreciate all of those. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you don't have snubs, then you're not the GOAT. So looking through your
don't
career,
have snubs, not the
listen,
GOAT.
there's so many people that when you're a multifaceted person such as yourself, you're doing music, you're doing TV, you're doing film, you jump into theater every now and then. Mm-hmm. There's like this preconception people have. Ever say you're a great actor or actress unless you have a few snubs under your belt.
That's
and you have, and they're, seeing you on the awards circuit all those times and just not getting those accolades was frustrating for people like me. But I know you've been very candid. You shared a lot of that in your documentary, which I thought was wonderful, where you talked about hustlers and just during that time. But we don't do this for awards. You do it for the love of art. And especially in the Bronx where we live, art is, people think it's because it's New York, it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
Art is not readily available to every school classroom kid.
No, it's not.
How did you find art? Like, what was it? What do you remember the moment that like hooked you in and you were like, okay, I gotta go and do this now?
It's funny. It was my mom. She really loved music, movies and history. there was something about that. And she was very, kind of into us watching all different kinds of films. And it really made me dream.
And they're,
Next
seeing you on
clip.
the awards circuit, all those stuff.
Next clip. Then we're going to get to the Drewski thing. Kai Cenat and Drewski.
Sing and dance and act. And, it's like you said, there's only been 2 Oscars given to Latinas, and it was for supporting actress, and it was Rita Moreno's role and Ariana. And that was really inspiring to me. And so I decided that if she could do it, I could do it. And that's why representation is so important, because you need to see somebody like you make it.
Yeah.
So you think that you can do it too. So
next clip. So there's that. Jennifer Lopez spoke out. What do you think will be said in regards to her role, in regards to what's going on with Diddy? Okay, so we're going to get to this Kai Cenat thing. Right now, Kai Cenat's been live streaming for a while. There's questions in regards to if some of his sponsors are pulling out. Let me pull that clip, and then I'm going to play this clip. So just give me a second. I don't know. I'm wondering if I can say that word. There's certain words we can't say. So hold on. Let me go ahead and pull it, and then we'll come back to this. So Kai Cenat's been live streaming, and something went left in regards to him and one of his stunts. Let me see. Hold on one second. Okay, maybe I can't pull that then. Okay, let me go back. Like the video. We only have 6 likes, you guys. Go ahead and like the video. Liking the video actually pushes us into the algorithm. So all you have to do, if you're on a phone, just double tap the screen. If you're on a phone, double tap the screen. If you're on a tablet, you could also double tap the screen. Good morning. How are you? Did you have a good Thanksgiving, a wonderful Thanksgiving? Everyone say good morning to Paris. I'm doing pretty good, Paris. I'm doing pretty good. Thanksgiving went really well. I cooked. I got up about 5, 6, cooked. Everything went really well. How was your Thanksgiving? Did you have a good time? We're just talking hot topics, trending topics. Kai Cenat has been live streaming for a while, and there were some things that went left with one of the people that attended his show, and then this is another situation where it went left, and the mom has been speaking out. Yeah, we're just doing hot topics, trending topics, just to kind of get some things out there, put some content out. So we're going to listen to what was happening. Let me set it up. There was actors that went to the Kai Cenat home, and they were to do this role. And then something went left where Drewski said something to a young boy and calling him oversized. And then the mom has spoke out. So that's what we're going to get to.
The name of nigga. Not you, nigga. I'm talking about the little fat nigga. Go.
Yeah, and I have to watch the N words.
What you say, though? Look how his father's looking at you. That's look how his father's looking at you. He's
So he apologizing to him.
What is wrong with you, stupid ass nigga? Come here, come some juice. What the fuck just happened, man? What the fuck is wrong with you? He started crying on the spot. The y'all niggas don't say that to me. And what the hell's that do with me, nigga? Nigga, don't nobody got no feelings for the older fat nigga. Nigga, you a fat nigga, okay? Fat ass. I understand. We got the same mindset.
So he's apologizing to him on the side too.
So whatever world is,
they're praying, and then the mom speaks out because she's furious. Now, just like we've talked before, that there's supposed to be assistance or guidance for the children on the set. The mom has spoke out in regards to whether there was proper parenting. She was supposed to have access. I'll let her explain it. But this is a serious thing. Parents will understand. I told y'all, when people get around them K's and J's, somehow, some way, and I'm going to just be general. If you've been here, then you know. Somehow, some way, what was a success? Kai Cenat's been a success for years. Now all of a sudden he's having problems with this. He's having problems with this. He's having health concerns. So Kai Cenat should be careful who he spends his time with. Real talk. Real talk.
Being called out by the mom of the kid he called fat, accusing him and Kai Cenat for letting her son get bullied. Drewski was physically and mentally assaulting my son. That was abuse. No one should have to kids.
Yeah, it was at his house.
This is my little boy that was So I was sitting there, in character, because, well, I'm supposed to be Pugsley from the Addams Family, so we mostly don't talk. Then he insulted me, Drewski. Drewski insulted me multiple times. And if you check on the YouTube video, they cut it out. You can only see me hugging LeBron James Jr. and
I'm gonna be honest. As soon as it was said, we caught it and said he's a kid. Drewski is being called out by the mom of the
Next
kid he
clip.
called fat, accusing him and Kai Cenat for letting.
So I don't think it was LeBron James Jr. I think it was the other son. Bronny and Bryson. I think Bryson showed up and did some positive quote because I seen that it was the other son. I don't think it was Bronny. Next clip.
But not only that, I could kind of see that this is forced a little bit. Like Ma Duke's behind the camera, like saying, "Yay, say this, this, and this, and this." We cut it out solely for the fact that we didn't want to put it on YouTube to make a joke out of it. Anyway, so that's how serious it is. So we made sure to cut it out so that no other viewers on YouTube can even see the joke. You feel me? Not only that, but Drewski in detail, I think he apologized twice. Drewski is a comedian, so whatever the fucking first thing he says is gonna come to his head. But he knew he was wrong. He actually apologized for this one. But yeah, but you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what he said. This is 3 minutes long.
Kai Cenat. So, with that, they wouldn't let me get my son. Security would block me. The person in charge of telling me what's supposed to go on was saying that my son was crying because
Chill. But not only that.
Next clip.
he didn't get no food.
So that's the biggest thing. Kai Cenat's doing skits. They had people there as actors. So just like she's going to explain, there's supposed to be some kind of protection for kids. And I'll let the mom explain it.
Didn't get no food, which was a lie. A verbal, older person, Drewski, was physically and mentally assaulting my
They don't say physically. What?
son.
Physically?
Calling my son a fat ass nigga, whatever he was saying.
Dot.
But he's a big ass silverback gorilla. He had no business talking to a 9-year-old like this. My son was there to do a job for acting, and that was not a part of it. So everybody's saying like, oh wow, it's a skit. No. That was just abuse you were watching. That they wouldn't let me get to my son. And once our son came out crying and told us everything, my husband called out Drewski, and Drewski wouldn't come outside. Then 10 securities came, we got our stuff, and we left. I cried with my son in the car because they were holding this from me. He didn't get no food, which was a lie.
Next clip.
And they let this happen to my son.
Shout out God. If she wanted her son, she would have got let go. So I know something is a little, I don't know, something is a little off. Because I know for a fact. Sophie Rain made $43 million off OnlyFans.
So like the video. So Kai Cenat got to be careful because he's looked at right now. He's being looked at right now.
Child permit laws. Very unprofessional. We love Kai Cenat. We worked with him before. But ladies and gentlemen, no. Drewski, you are not it. You are not. This is a kids show with Kai Cenat. And I don't think like for Kai to be having somebody like that, I don't think like that's a part of his criteria. Like, I'll never want to work with them again. You have anything else you want to say? No. He hurt my baby's feelings.
I've been crying all fucking night. I said, Mom, I feel helpless that I couldn't get my son out of that house because of security and because of like the ADA or whatever she was telling me everything's okay when it wasn't. And I can't believe like Kaisa not kept letting this be filmed. I can't believe like he let this be out there that he's a part of Drewski humiliating my baby when my son was there to do an.
Oh my goodness, everyone, Ryan's back. Everyone say hi to Ryan. Like and comment, you guys. Hello, Ryan. So 2 of my favorites are in the building, Ryan and Paris. Good morning, Ryan. We were wondering where you were. I was praying for you. Thanks for being here, Ryan. We appreciate you. Yes, you guys, like the video. Double tap the screen. Double tap the screen to hit the like button. If you're on a phone, double tap the screen. If you're on a tablet, double tap the screen. If you're on a TV, you got to kind of scroll up or down, like the video. Everyone say hello to Ryan and Paris. Nice clip. Topics, trending topics, you guys.
I said, Mom, I feel helpless that I couldn't.
So do you guys think that there's a lawsuit coming? Like the video, like the video.
Crying all fucking night. I said, Mom, I feel helpless that I couldn't get my son out of that house because of security and because of like the ADA or whatever she was telling me everything's okay when it wasn't. And I can't believe like Kaisa not kept letting this be filmed. I can't believe like he let this be out there that he's a part of Drewski humiliating my baby when my son was there to do an Addams Family skit. They fucking lied to us, you guys. And then they're supposed to have a teacher on set or a monitor, and they didn't have no monitor for me to watch my son. And just sit here and watch my son cry and be bullied by this fat motherfucker. For no reason, my son was just sitting there, you guys. You guys need to cancel Drewski. Because that's not okay what he did. You're not cool anymore, guys, and then you suck. I've been crying all fucking night. I said, Mom, I feel helpless that I couldn't get my son out of that house because of security and because of like the ADA or whatever she was telling me everything's okay when it wasn't. And I can't believe like Kaisa not kept letting this be filmed. I can't believe like he let this be out there that he's a part of Drewski humiliating my baby when my son was there to do an Addams Family skit. They fucking lied to us, you guys. And then there's a teacher on set or a monitor, and they didn't have no monitor for me to watch my son.
And see, that's the biggest thing. I hate that she going through this. As a parent, you got to make sure everything's set up prior to sending your child in there. There ain't no monitor, you can't have my child. There's no proper supervision, you can't have my child. Not blaming her, but this is what we keep hearing in the industry. It's so concerning. So I'm wondering if this is going to be, a situation where there's a possible lawsuit. We talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time. And I get it. As a parent, parents don't play about their kids. We understand that Kai Cenat is a very, 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 very famous. And, he's been live streaming. And I did a short about 2 days ago. Kai Cenat did a live stream talking about how he was spitting up red stuff. So his body is telling him you doing too much. His body is telling him you need to chill out. And even Kevin Hart had came in and said, you need to chill out. This is becoming too much for you. So what is it about these 30-day live streams? I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot. But I'm wondering if she gonna sue. I'm wondering. Let me see if there was something else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, we're just talking hot topics, trending topics, you guys. Let me know how you feel about this situation. As a parent, she has a right to speak up. But also, as we know, this industry, there's concerns. And there continue to be concerns where people are kind of speaking up about what's going on. This happened fast because somebody posted that this was a concern. This happened extremely fast and it hit the media. Even though they had cut out stuff, it still hit the media. Let's get to this. Hold on one second. I get that she mad. I'd be mad too, but every parent has to be careful about sending their kids places. Hold on one second. Like the video, like the video. Like the video. We're going to talk Justin Combs real quick. Some stuff is being talked about. Justin Combs' lawyer speaks out after reports claim he was banned from renting homes in LA. And his lawyer is basically saying he did nothing wrong. So if you guys don't, the other day it was posted that he was denied from renting in LA. And many people were like, well, it might be because, you know, sometimes the places don't end up being as clean as they would like. A lot of times, you know, if you rent an Airbnb, whether it's an Airbnb or renting a house, you know, with everything that's going on with the family, you know, many people don't want to rent to certain people right now. I think that people are speaking up and speaking out, and they're trying to avoid certain situations because if it's a home, if it's an Airbnb, they don't want to be a part of this lawsuit stuff. Let's be very clear. They don't want to be a part of the lawsuit stuff. So it's great that the lawyer's speaking up, speaking out. This came out a few days ago that he was banned from renting the house. So we're just talking about it generally. We're just doing hot topics, trending topics, and going over some stuff. Yesterday we did the Diddy video updating you guys on what was talked about Diddy. If you guys are just now coming in, we'll do a recap review regarding that. Let's do that real quick. Let's talk a little Diddy. Are you guys surprised that the bail was denied? I don't think a lot of people are. I think some people were like, okay, this judge might bend. This judge might, you know, allow it. The judge was asking questions about where will he go? What's the location? He was asking the right questions, but many people were like, no. So let's get to that. Some people didn't really hear what was going on, so we'll do that real quick and we'll talk Diddy. So just give me a second. Just give me a second. I hope everyone's doing well. Like the video, like the video. Double tap the screen to hit the like. There's about 83 in the building. My show, people really like the Diddy updates. So I can see that there's, you know, a fluctuation of people that really want to hear Diddy. So
expected to come sometime this week. A judge overseeing Combs' sex trafficking case pushed the decision back during a hearing on Friday, asking Combs' attorneys and prosecutors to file paperwork by today outlining specific terms of his release. One of the attorneys said that if Combs gets released, he would stay in a 3-bedroom apartment in Manhattan and be guarded by security. Combs is currently being held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center as he awaits his trial scheduled for May 5th. He's pleaded not guilty to charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Okay, so that was actually too short. Let me go back. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. We're just talking Diddy real quick. His bail was denied. His bail was denied. Hold on one second. Thanks for being here, everyone. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before where you're watching from. Let's just talk Diddy. Like the videos, you guys come in.
Combs' lawyers tried just about everything.
Okay, you guys, we have about 91. If you have a phone, please press 1. If you're using from a phone, press 1. If you're using from a tablet, press 2. If you're using from a phone, you could double tap the screen to hit the likes. Let's get the likes up to 80. The likes should match the views. If you're watching from a phone, double tap the screen to hit the like button. Hitting the like button actually pushes me into the algorithm. Pushing the like button pushes me into the algorithm. So just double tap the screen to hit the like or hit the thumbs up button. Let's continue with Diddy.
This point to get him released, offering a $50 million bond, a 24-hour security team, a home monitoring system.
It's nice to have you back, Ryan.
Apartment. They tried it all, but the judge still felt that, quote, no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. So why is Diddy deemed so dangerous. Joining me now is one of Diddy's former attorneys, Mark Garagos, and also trial attorney Misty Maris. It's good to see both of you. Misty, why do you think the judge denied it again for the third time? And it took a little bit of time this time. I mean, it seemed like they thought about it more because he didn't just deny it right away.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think because I was talking with some friends. I think when the judge asked for the letters from both sides of why he should and why he should not, I think the judge was really able to sit down and probably understand what the media is even talking about. We'll probably never see the whole letters and what was said to the judge, but he's able to sit down from the other side to say, this is going on, that's going on. Okay, well, we can't use the documents that was supposed to be legal or his notes or whatever, but him allowing, that was smart. Him allowing both sides to write him a letter of why he should and why he shouldn't, I think it really helped. And then that's in there. Okay, they can go in court and argue for hours, but I think him sitting there being able to read point 1, point 2, point 3 of why he should not, they're able to still put in there because this is happening. He may be utilizing other people's codes. He may be doing three-way calls. You're going to put him in a building that some of the other neighbors might not want him to be here, and then there's going to be paparazzi press. So I think doing that, he was able to sit and understand from both sides what it is. Even though he was offering 50 million, sometimes the safety of others is more important. Let's continue listening to the clip. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use reaction clip.
The judge definitely contemplated this one and asked for a lot of analysis as to why Diddy's case is different than other cases where there are similar allegations in the indictment. But ultimately, in this most recent court order, the judge said that the prosecutors presented direct evidence that Diddy had a propensity for violence. That in combination with evidence that he actually tried to circumvent the rules of the Brooklyn Metropolitan Center, circumvent the rules of the prison when it came to communications, was enough to hold him behind bars and to deny him bail. But to your point, Brian, the judge definitely went through this analysis. The judge asked for specific case law relating to these specific issues, but ultimately made that determination that Diddy, there was nothing that the defense could offer to make it safe for the community.
Yes, Ryan, everything went really well in regards to Thanksgiving. We ate a lot. We did good. I'm happy that you're back. Yes, and I'm happy all is well. We were wondering, but I'm happy to have you back. Thanks for being here. Ryan, when you were here, I think we were at 3,000 subscribers. Now we're at about 33K, trying to get to 34K. So we have grown a lot. Thanks for being here. If you guys don't know, Ryan and Paris is one of my favorites. They were with me when the channel was growing. They were with me when we had 1.4. I was going live probably for 3 hours, sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 5 hours. Now I probably do about an hour. Yep. The channel's still doing well. I'm still a part of the algorithm, even though I don't go live as long. But if I did decide to go live, my channel would do extremely well. Yeah, you can't see Ryan in the chat. I can. I don't know why you can't see it. I don't know what's going on with you, Paris, because remember, you couldn't comment for a day or so, and I didn't time you out. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, but he's in the chat. He's saying all is well. He had basically said, how was my Thanksgiving? Yeah, that's interesting, Paris. You can't see anything for any... I don't know. I'm wondering if I should click on some of your stuff to reboot it or reset it, but I don't want to mess it up either. But yeah, he's saying he's doing well, though. Let's continue with the video. If anybody wants to become a member, you can become a member. Yeah, Paris, Ryan is sending hearts. So I got to basically talk for y'all on this side. Ryan is sending hearts, Paris. Like I said, Ryan and Paris was with me from the beginning, helping me, assisting me. Ryan was hit that like button, you guys, hit the subscribe button. And me and Paris would kind of talk back and forth. So anyone want to become a member, the memberships are available. Anyone who wants to send super chats, the super chats are welcome. But let's continue with the Diddy video. These are some of my favorites, so I just wanted to say hello to Ryan and Paris. Let's continue with the video. Reaction clip, fair use.
For him to be out on bail. And that was the basis for it.
Mark, why is this unfair?
Well, I think that, it's hard to, and there's no right answer here, but my feeling was that going into the weekend, as of Friday and going into the weekend, I thought the defense had a better than 50-50 shot of getting bail. I think when they filed, and I may have mentioned this on this show or at least on News Nation, when they filed their response on Monday, I thought they had the better argument. The government's last salvo or filing, I think, turned his honor. I think what Misty refers to, I know he based it on the threat of violence. I don't think my feeling, I don't know, I'm not in the judge's head. My feeling was the allegation that he circumvented some of these phone rules over the weekend, I think just turned him. And I think that's what took so long. And that's it. He's going to, absent something happening where the government screws up turning over discovery or he gets thwarted in being able to prepare for his defense, he needs to just immediately stop thinking about bail and start preparing for trial, because this is going to trial.
Can he try for a fourth time, Mark?
Yeah, he absolutely can. In fact, the judge says in his order today that even if they say there's nothing new, he's going to assume under the law, which he can do, that he's going to take another look at this. He can always take another look at this. I could give you about 40 different examples of things that could happen that could re-raise the issue of bail. But if I were advising him right now, I would be advising him, let's stop talking about bail. Let's concentrate on getting you out of here and on the trial.
Do you guys think that he'll try for a fourth time? Yes or no? Do you think he'll try for a fourth time? Because the one thing that they keep mentioning is that there has to be something new presented. Like the video, like the video.
Well, and that's where I would be focused at this point. I know I'm jumping ahead, but can I? Yeah, Brian.
Sure,
can I just ask you one thing? Well, your producer sent over some questions and hit on one of the things that was very aggravating to me that I read an article yesterday. I don't know if Misty saw the same thing and it aggravated her. It was something like Diddy invokes Trump in an effort to get out. That was such a clickbait kind of a...
Didn't I tell y'all? You hear what he just said? Let me rewind that, because people kept making the correlation in regards to Diddy Trump. Let's listen to what he had to say. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. We're at 17 likes. We have about 119 in the building. If I can please get 100 people to please subscribe and turn on your notification. If I can please get 100 people to double tap that screen to hit the like button. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. If you're watching from a phone, press 1. If you're watching from a tablet, press 2. All it takes is a double tap for you to double tap the screen and you can hit the like button. We only have 18 likes. We should be at least 80. Yeah, keep double tapping the screen. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. It pushes me out into the algorithm. And like I said before, and I always have to say, Diddy, a judge will have to decide, a judge jury will have to decide if there's any wrongdoing on Diddy's side. And he's innocent until proven guilty. Yes, everyone that's hitting 1, double tap the screen to hit the like button. I'm surprised YouTube makes it so easy that you can hit the like button. Yes, double tap, you guys. Double tap. Keep double tapping. Let's continue with the clip, because I definitely want to hear what he wants to say about Trump and Diddy, the correlation. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use reaction clip.
Diddy invokes Trump in an effort to get out. That was such a clickbait kind of a headline, and it was very aggravating, because what Diddy did and what they filed was a really thoughtful and well done, I thought, expression of why his First Amendment rights as somebody in custody are being quashed by the prosecution. And yes, he did invoke the United States versus Trump, but because United States versus Trump is now a case that stands for the proposition that the prosecution doesn't get to just slime you unremittingly.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation.
So that's from News Nation. Let me see. There was one other one. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here. Like the video as you guys come in. We're at 21 likes. Please continue to hit the like. Double tap the screen. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Next clip.
Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking, the disgraced music mogul, facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here? ABC's Morgan Norwood breaks it down.
And other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
As the disgraced rapper faces racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges, investigators now working to determine who his alleged co-conspirators were and whether they too should be charged. 54-year-old Combs pleading not guilty to charges that he led a racketeering conspiracy that abused women.
I'm going to fight.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. We haven't heard a lot about the racketeering. When will that come? When will that surface in regards to who's a part of the racketeering? Are we going to have to wait till May to hear more about that? Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Like hell to get him released, and he should be released.
The indictment alleged some of Combs' employees helped set off so-called freak-offs in which women were forced into sex acts with male prostitutes.
Like, comment. The embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Prosecutors said authorities seized records along with firearms, drugs, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant during raids last March on Diddy's homes in Miami and Los Angeles. Something's controlling me. Combs has been under criminal investigation since his former partner and recording artist Cassie Ventura accused him in a November civil lawsuit of rape, repeated abuse, and even sex trafficking. At the center of the case, this 2016 video exclusively obtained by CNN.
And if you guys did not know, they kept stating that the video was edited. But even if it was edited, the act still happened. What happened to Cassie still happened. Many people were like, okay, if there's a 15-second video, it's a 60-second video, the act still happened. I don't know if people were really thinking what happened to her was horrible, horrific, and it never should have happened. So, yeah, like the video. Reaction clip. Thanks for being here, everyone.
A 2016 altercation caught on surveillance video of Combs grabbing and kicking Ventura. The lawsuit was settled with no admission of wrongdoing. Combs issuing an apology video back in May.
I hit rock bottom. I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Since then, the rapper the subject of multiple civil lawsuits, allegations which he has denied.
Swimming in women with
$1 million fortune after he shot to fame in the 1990s. Later expanded his brand
to the U.S. government.
Our thanks to Morgan Norwood for breaking down how we got here. And it has been a staggering fall from grace for music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. But what can we expect moving forward? I want to bring in legal affairs journalist Megan Cuniff.
So we're going to listen to what happened. They're going to bring in Megan Cuniff. She was a part of the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case. She's been a reporter / journalist. She's been speaking out in regards to some of these high profile situations. Like the video, you guys. We have 25 likes. We have about 130 something in the building now. Like the video, please double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video or below the video. The likes should match the views. We have about 130 something in the building. Double tap the screen, please. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video, please. Thanks for being here, everyone.
For more on this, Megan, I appreciate you being here because there is no one else, truly, who I'd rather talk to about this. The Washington Post calls you arguably the most influential legal journalist working today. You've got your finger on the pulse, your nose all up in it, Megan. Diddy is currently being held without bond after his appeal was...
Finger on the post, nose all up in it. Oh my goodness. I told you I catch different zinger and words that people say. Like the video.
Denied by Judge Wednesday. How significant is this to keep someone this high profile behind bars?
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine. But in the public realm, this is very significant just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from. I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
You're absolutely right. And I mean, he had his mansions in Florida and California raided at the same time. And so much of this has played out publicly publicly, starting back with that civil lawsuit from Cassie, and then more lawsuits and denial of the claims, but then settling very quickly with Cassie, denial of other claims. And it's been this slow drip until this point. You have covered celebrity cases before, most famously Tory Lanez assault trial in 2022. That went viral on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Told y'all she covered the Tory Lane, Megan Thee Stallion. And if you guys did not know, they were talking about, there was a post that came out, alleged that some of the items in regards to Tory Lane, Megan Thee Stallion, they were stating that some items were missing. Then it became that the items were not missing. So she's been covering cases for a while. Like the video, like the video. We're still at 25 likes. If you're watching from a phone, please press 1. All you have to do is double tap the screen to hit the like button. We're at 25 likes. If you're watching from a tablet, press 2. Double tap the screen if you're watching from a tablet. If you're watching from a TV, you have to probably scroll up, scroll down. The like button is the thumbs up. The like button is thumbs up. It pushes me into the algorithm. Continue to hit the like button, you guys, because people are coming in and out. And if you already subscribed, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the page. We're trying to get to 34K. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use reaction clip.
What do you think about the responses that people are having to Diddy's case and his reputation at this point?
I think it's to be expected, just the shock of this and the questions about what is ahead of us. I mean, how long is he going to be in custody? Is this an R. Kelly situation? Is he going to not get out for...
Yeah, and he was trying to go back to his Miami home, and they were like, no way, you're not going to the home. And then they were like, there won't be a boat there. You can't be there because they're shipping containers. You're right on the island. He tried, but the judge says, no way, no how, no ham, no spam. No, thank you, ma'am. They said no. And to even offer that, you want to go back to the house they raided? Who does that? And then remember, his son came out with a song stating that they missed the house. And I almost posted a video that he has 2 houses on Star Island. I almost posted that video. Yeah, but they denied him. He might try for a 4th time. Let's see what happens. Like the video, like the video. If you guys want to become a member, please become a member. That's why I'm paying attention to what Paris is saying. She's a member. And she's been like one of my top super chats. Don't try it, Paris. I know you. She's been like one of my top super chats as well. So super chats are welcome. Thanks for being here, everyone.
For a number of years, is he going to end up serving a long-term prison sentence from this, or does he have a chance of beating these charges at a trial that could come, within the next 2 years? I think there's a lot of questions about the timeline, and then, like it was said in the report before, the question of co-conspirators. Is he going to end up with co-defendants on this, and if he does, who are they going to be?
Well, and that point,
I'm wondering too, Paris. I'm wondering too why you bought that house. What we're going to find out in regards to that house, what transpired about that house. There's ways to have them, if he's been watched, they know what's going on. If they've been watching him for a while, they know what's going on. They do. They do. And if he well, I'm going to just be general. Yep, I'm going to just be general. Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Just my opinion. They've probably been seeing stuff for a while. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
Exactly, Megan, is what has so much of, of people talking and speculating who else could be involved when you know the influence that Sean Diddy Combs has had in the music industry for decades. I mean, is it even possible to say how big this could get?
It's a question of that, but when you read through the indictment, it's pretty clear who could be indicted as a co-conspirator. Right now, there are people in the indictment who would be considered unnamed co-conspirators, but clearly have played a role in this conspiracy. And I think prosecutors have some big leverage on them because they're hoping that they testify against Diddy as prosecution witnesses. But if they're co-defendants, there's a little bit more leverage there to work out some kind of cooperation deal to ensure their testimony, or perhaps there's bigger fish in the pond that they want to go after, but there's just a lot of questions that remain to be seen about whether there's a...
Do you think there's bigger fish that they're going after? Or is he the biggest fish? And because of some of the things that's been transpiring, was it that they were just fed up with the continuous concerns, complaints, As we know, Mr. Busby had 120 cases. He's presented some of those cases. And then even the day when Attorney Busby was allegedly being sued, he had presented another case. And some of the cases are gut-wrenching. Hard to go through. I'm glad I'm not reading the law cases. I don't think I could take it. Just generally talking about it, it's a lot. Oh, yeah. And when you talk about that name, Paris, she was allegedly on the travel logs with that other guy that passed. There's so many that's involved. So many. When May comes, if we have a trial in May, we'll see. Because with everything that's going on, him constantly trying to get bail, I'm wondering if the May date will be pushed back. Because remember how the guy just now, the video we just listened to, the guy is like, we need him to focus on the trial. But he wants to focus on getting out. So we'll see if it gets pushed back or if that May trial date will stand. We'll see. Like the video. They had to put something in the calendar, though. Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Reaction clip.
Preceding indictment and whether it includes co-defendants. But there's also strategic reasons for the prosecutors to want him to have co-defendants, because right now he hasn't waived his right to a speedy trial, which would force prosecutors to take him to trial pretty quick, which they actually might not be ready to do. But if they supersede him and have co-defendants with him, it makes it a lot easier to pursue a trial continuance without him waiving his speedy trial right.
This is all very interesting, and it means that we could see potentially more people charged. We just don't know yet where this will go.
And who are those people? Like the video. Very interesting. Very interesting. Like I told you guys, even though, Paris, people did not see the list, that person that passed, I'm cautious of the names that I say. Even though people didn't get the list, there's a travel log. The travel log tells a lot. It did. I watched someone talk about the travel log about 4 or 5 months ago. It was late at night. I couldn't sleep. I had my earbuds in, so I didn't wake my boo up. But yeah, they talked about the travel logs. They did. Like the video.
Lawsuits, raids on his home, and now a scathing federal indictment. So how did one of a staggering years-long fall from...
Like the video. We are about 30 likes. The likes should match the views. Continue to double tap the screen, you guys. There's about 145 in the building. If I can please get 100 people to please subscribe and thank you. And make sure you turn on your notifications. And if you've already subscribed, thank you. Let's continue. Reaction clip.
Grace,
fair
the man
use.
once known as hip-hop's wealthiest mogul. His business empire estimated at $1 billion by Forbes just 2 years ago.
2 years
now
ago.
held without bond in a Brooklyn.
Remember we had talked about that. He was on Forbes 2 years ago. I don't think his name hit last year. Like the video. Let's see. Yeah, and see, that's the biggest thing too. I don't think they wanted that list to come out, because what would that do to people's brands, their names? You know what I'm saying? So that's why people are side-eyeing what transpired with that other person. And note, he is not at the same jail that happened with that other person. That other jail was closed down. I don't know if it was closed down 2 or 3 years ago or 1 or 2 years ago, but yeah, that jail is no longer. But see, that's why they're wondering what will transpire, because if Diddy speaks, he may speak on some pretty high profile people. You know what I mean? Like the video, fair use.
Jail cell at the center of lawsuits, raids on his home, and now a scathing federal indictment. So how did one of the world's richest and most well-known rappers, known for a lifestyle of excess with yachts, private jets, sports cars, fur coats, and women, end up trading in his $50 million Miami mansion for a prison jumpsuit and a bunk with crypto fraudster Sam Bankman-Fried?
See, he's in the jail with that crypto guy. So if that crypto guy ever gets out, I'm wondering if he's ever going to write a book. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
It was one of those women coming forward with explosive allegations who brought it all crashing down. R&B singer Cassie Ventura filing a bombshell lawsuit. With accusations so salacious, it was emblazoned with a trigger warning on the first page.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, accused of rape, sex trafficking, by his ex-girlfriend.
Describing the music mogul as a vicious, cruel, and controlling man, the singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship with Combs.
Cassie saying she was subject to savage beatings set off by Diddy's uncontrollable rage. The lawsuit claiming he plied her with drugs and forced.
Praying for Cassie, praying for the alleged victims. Praying for Cassie, praying for the alleged victims. Like the video, like the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. There's about 151 in the building. If I can please get 120 people to please subscribe and thank you.
To have days-long sex sessions with male sex workers, a practice the suit says Diddy dubbed freak-offs, language now echoed by the federal indictment against him. Combs vehemently denying the accusations, then settling the suit the very next day.
In a New York lawsuit filed by R&B singer Cassie, word of a settlement overnight.
More than 24 hours ago, damning allegations of rape and abuse.
Settlement. But just a week later, 2 more alleged victims filed suit as the deadline loomed for New York's Adult Survivors Act, extending the statute of limitations for sex abuse survivors. November 23rd, Joy Dickerson Neal claiming Combs drugged and raped her.
This is going to be serious, so you guys are going to hear me say ... So hopefully that'll kind of, I don't want to get demonetized for the words they're using, but I want to bring the information to you guys. Thanks for being here. Like the video, like the video. The like should match the views. We have about 124 in the building. Double tap the screen to hit the like or hit the thumbs up. Double tap the screen to hit the like or hit the thumbs up. Let's continue.
Student at Syracuse University. The next day, Jane Doe, later named as Liza Gardner, claiming Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall plied her with drinks and forced her to have sex when she was just 16 years old. Combs and his lawyers labeling the suits as nothing more than a money grab, saying the women were simply out for a payday. Nonetheless, cracks begin showing in Combs' entertainment, liquor, and fashion empire. Days after the third suit drops, Diddy steps down as chair of his cable network, a direct result of the allegations. Dozens of companies begin distancing themselves from the mogul. The dominoes keep falling. Another lawsuit, another Jane Doe, alleging when she was 17, Combs and 2 others gave her drugs and alcohol, then took turns raping her. The day the suit is filed, Combs posting a statement on Instagram broadly denying all of the mounting allegations, saying he, quote, did not do any of the awful things being alleged, and vowing to fight to clear his name. A month later, a male accuser.
Don't forget, Little Rod also has his own lawsuits. And don't forget, Little Rod state he also has his own alleged tapes. Now, what are those tapes? I don't know. Like the video, like the video. There's about 169 in the building. If I can get 169 to please subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, thank you. Yes, I have to stop and play it. Fair use reaction clip.
Producer Rodney Jones comes forward claiming Combs groped and sexually harassed him and alleging Combs forced Jones to have sex with prostitutes. Diddy's attorneys calling the accusations, quote, replete with blatant falsehoods. But it was on March 25th when an incredible scene played out simultaneously coast to coast at Combs' LA and Miami homes.
Breaking news, federal agents swarmed the homes of one of the biggest names in rap and entertainment.
Breaking news, music mogul Diddy's mansions raided by Homeland Security. I never in a million years expected to see that mansion with that level of raid activity.
Homeland Security agents in tactical gear and armored vehicles raid Diddy's mansions in what officials describe as a sex trafficking investigation. 2 of his sons, who were home at the time, were also briefly detained. Combs' attorney later complaining the agents used a, quote, gross overuse of force. The indictment would reveal agents seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 AR-15s.
So this is the one thing we talk about. When the raid happened, what happens to the sons? I don't know if anybody's asking that. If you're in the home and the home is raided, could there be concerns for the sons at a later date? Diddy wasn't there, but the sons were. If the home was raided and they retrieved information, how would that fall upon the sons at a later date? You're there. That's just like if there's a home that's raided with you know, substances, you're there. Don't everybody go to jail because you're in the home. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
With defaced serial numbers, as well as a drum magazine. All the while, Combs maintaining he's innocent. Yet there is no end in sight with lawsuits and legal setbacks that keep coming and beginning to encompass not just Diddy, but members of his family and others in his orbit. Diddy and his son accused of sexual assault and a cover-up involving a female worker on Diddy's yacht, eliciting another denial issued by Combs' team. Later that month, lawyers pushed to dismiss major parts of Joy Dickerson-Neal's suit and the earlier suit from Jane Doe, who said she was 17 when Combs and two men raped her. His team again slamming the allegations as offensive, hideous, and false. But the pressure is mounting on the music mogul, who long prided himself on projecting status, prestige, and power.
He knows how to manipulate a narrative.
Now losing control of the plot. And on May 17th,
new surveillance footage obtained exclusively by CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
CNN airing the now infamous surveillance video of Diddy in a towel, attacking, beating, and dragging Cassie Ventura through a LA hotel hallway after an alleged freak-off.
Like the video as the commercial passes. Thanks for being here, everyone. We got about 36 likes. We have about 36 likes. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, everyone. Fair use reaction clip.
In Ventura's lawsuit, which accused Combs of paying off hotel security to cover it up. That video now central in the federal case against him. Days later, Combs issuing his first and only public apology.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, I go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
I mean, the biggest thing, they were saying that the video was edited, but he posted a apology video. So how are you? And he did not state in the apology video that it was edited. He should have said it then. Like the video, like the video.
I'm so sorry.
But the train was now fully off the tracks. Honors rescinded, business relationships crumbling, and federal charges only a matter of time. Ventura releasing a statement, reading in part, quote, "Thank you for all of the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and..."
Yeah, there's big names. A lot of people are going to be shocked, but they may not be shocked because of how they present themselves on social media. They may not be shocked. We've seen hundreds of famous people with Diddy. We've seen it. Some people may have stayed outside. Some people may have stayed inside. But like I said before, a judge jury will have to decide if there's any wrongdoing. He's innocent until proven guilty. But if there's some stuff that these celebrities have gone through and they've cheated on their wives or they've got themselves into some stuff, they messed up their own brands. Because see, Diddy thought that he could get away with it. And he probably made them celebrities think, I've been getting away with it for so long, I can keep your secrets. I told y'all that. Like the video, like the video.
Those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. Indeed, much more was yet to come. More lawsuits, including from girl group Danity Kane member Don Richard, alleging psychological and physical abuse. And still more denials from Combs' team. In early September, even as he continues to fight his accusers in civil court, asking a judge to throw out the sex assault suit by producer Rodney Jones, Diddy travels to Manhattan in anticipation of a federal indictment. The weekend before his arrest, News Nation obtaining an exclusive picture of Diddy with his attorney and son in Central Park. The next day, Diddy is out again, smiling and posing for fans while out with his family. The cheery air ends abruptly with Combs' arrest the following night inside his Manhattan hotel. Surveillance footage shows the moment he's approached by Homeland Security agents at the Park Hyatt Hotel. Agents placing the one-time billionaire in handcuffs and leading him out the front door. His legal team furious.
He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent.
Combs was denied bail twice in the coming days, the judge deeming him a danger to the community and a danger to obstruct justice and intimidate witnesses, and ordering him held until trial. Now, obviously, his attorneys are working really hard to get him out of here. They say if he can't be out on bail, they want to at least get him moved to a different facility because the MDC is so notoriously known for violent episodes, for short staff issues, and there's a lot of bad things that have gone on here, and they want to get him away from here. But two federal judges have said this is where he's going to stay for now, at least until he goes to trial, and that could be months and months. The explosive first paragraph of the federal indictment lays out the government's case in dramatic detail, alleging that, quote, for decades, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct by relying on a criminal enterprise he created, which engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics.
Like the video, like the video. Don't forget the guy that talked about the indictment. He's resigned now. Like the video, like the video.
Such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
He faces charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. And even as Combs sits in a jail cell, yet another lawsuit, this time from a woman named Thalia Graves, who says Diddy, along with his head of security, raped her and recorded it in 2001 when she was just 25.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep. It's a pain that reaches into your very core.
Now, the allegations about this, remember how I think the guy about Mrs. Graves is filing his own lawsuit. Like the video, like the video. Because he's stating it didn't happen. She may be talking about somebody else. So we talked about that about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Of who you are and leaving emotional scars that may never fully heal.
Combs and his representatives have not responded to Graves' suit. He remains in lockup in Brooklyn. And it is no secret the feds are focused on the alleged co-conspirators referenced in the indictment who allegedly kept his criminal enterprise going.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Are you surprised at everything that's going on with Diddy? Are you guys surprised at everything that's going on with Diddy? Let's see. Like the video, like the video. There's about 145 in the building. We definitely should have about 80 likes. Continue to please hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Hold on one second. Let the commercial pass. Like the video. There's about 100 in the building. If I could please get 80 people to please double tap that screen. Please subscribe to the page if you haven't subscribed and turn on your notification bell. Next clip.
History and characteristics of the person, and it's official. It's official. Sean Diddy Combs has been denied bail once again. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, so we have some breaking news for you on this emergency sidebar. Sean Diddy Combs will not be reunited with his family in time for Thanksgiving. No, the embattled rapper and music mogul who's been sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center on federal sex crimes charges since he was arrested in September, he will be sitting there now, what seems to be indefinitely. Why? Because he has just been denied bail by Judge Arun Subramanian. This is the current judge overseeing this case. This judge had not decided this issue yet. He held a hearing on this last week where both sides presented evidence and arguments back and forth for why Sean Combs should or should not be granted bail, and we just got this decision. So I'm going to go through this order by Judge Subramanian right now. It was released right on Thanksgiving Eve, right at the end of the day on Wednesday. It reads, the court has evaluated each of the factors that it must consider under the relevant law. 1, nature and circumstances of the offense charged. 2, weight of the evidence against the person. 3, history and characteristics of the person. And 4, nature and seriousness of the danger that would be posed by the person's release. And it also says that the court has also reviewed the information submitted by Combs and the government across all 3 3 bail hearings in this case. As you remember, Sean Combs was denied bail both by a magistrate judge and a district court judge. Judge Subramanian writes, the court finds that the government has shown by clear and convincing evidence, so that's the standard, that no condition or combination of conditions will reasonably assure the safety of the community. In support of this finding, the court provides the following reasons. Now, first, Judge Subramanian goes through the allegations in the indictment to show how serious this is. And it reads, the indictment charges Combs with serious and violent crimes. And by the way, we remember he's charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking.
Like the video. He's given the breakdown of what the judge had to state in regards to the documents. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
And transportation to engage in prostitution. Subramanian writes, it alleges that for decades, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. And it goes on further to talk about more of the allegations. Judge Subramanian writes, the government has presented direct evidence of Combs' violence. And what he cites is the 2016 videotape where Sean Combs is purportedly beating his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura in a hotel hallway. This was published by CNN several months ago. This has been a big piece of evidence in this case. We've talked about it extensively. Remember, Cassandra Ventura is the one who initially filed that lawsuit against Sean Combs back in November of 2023, got the ball rolling with all the other lawsuits and also all the criminal charges. But he not only cites the 2016 video to show his propensity for violence, but text messages between Combs and victim 1. Now, we believe victim 1 to be Cassandra Ventura. But it reads, text messages from the hours and days following the 2016 Intercontinental Hotel incident.
Yes, thanks, Ryan. Hit the like button, you guys. Double tap the screen. Hit the like button, you guys. The like should match the views. We got about 112, 135 in the building. Like the button. Hit the like button. Thanks for being here, everyone. Reaction clip. Double tap.
Say, I have a black eye and a fat lip. You are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you've done. I still have crazy bruising. From there, Judge Subramanian also says there is evidence supporting a serious risk of witness tampering. For example, Combs initiated and had unexplained communications with witness 1, who was subpoenaed to testify before the grand jury in June 2024, and in fact testified on July 25th, 2024. Combs was represented by counsel during this time, and they have offered an explanation for some of these communications, but they could not explain them all. For instance, Combs' efforts to call and text witness 1 even after his grand jury testimony, or Combs deleted texts with this witness. That's bad, right? The idea of reaching out to a witness maybe before you knew they were a grand jury witness, that could be a problem. But really, after their grand jury testimony, that's a problem. From there, Judge Subramanian says there is evidence that Combs violated Bureau of Prisons regulations during his pretrial detention to obscure his communications with third parties. We talked about this a lot, how Sean Combs was using other inmates' PAC numbers to make calls, was using a private messaging service to reach out to people, was also engaging in three-way phone calls. The allegation was he was not only breaking the rules, but he was also doing it to reach out to potential witnesses in the case, maybe to try to influence potential jurors through a social media campaign. Now, this is interesting because Judge Subramanian writes, the court makes no determination that the content of Combs' communications through these channels was improper. That's interesting. And this is something that he talked about in the hearing about, is it really bad? He's posting things or having people post things for him on social media. So he's saying, I'm not really going to focus on the content of the communications, but, and this is something that we talked about in our prior sidebar, it was just the flouting of the rules that was the problem. He writes, however, his willingness to skirt BOP rules in a way that would make it more difficult for his communications to be monitored is strong evidence that the court cannot be reasonably assured as to the sufficiency of any conditions of release, especially given that they occurred when Combs was seeking bail and when he knew the government's concerns about witness tampering and obstruction were front and center. Yeah, really bad that he's doing this when he's already accused of obstruction and he's under the government's eye. But, and this is also...
So that's what everybody was saying. You're alleged doing things behind bars. What makes us think you won't do things if you're alleged in your own homes? Allege. Like the video, fair use. Reaction clip.
Interesting. You know another reason why the court was skeptical about Sean Combs being released? And, Judge Subramanian at least kind of entertained what would bail look like, what would pretrial release look like. He went in a back and forth, and we'll talk about this in a minute, where Sean Combs' attorneys had said he has an apartment in New York, there will be private security. Well, here's what the court says. The court doubts the sufficiency of any conditions that place trust in Combs and individuals in his employ, like a private security detail, to follow those conditions. So, wow. So really seems swayed by the prosecution's argument that his private...
That's the thing. If he's already behind bars, allege, breaking rules, allege. What makes us think if you're hiring your own security, how will we know that they're going to let you or make sure you're following the rules? Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
Security team could probably be susceptible to manipulation. Now, this part is fascinating. There was a back and forth at the beginning of the hearing, and we're going to get into it in a little bit, where Judge Subramanian was asking Sean Combs' lawyers about a discrepancy. You might recall that there were materials that were photographed from Sean Combs' jail cell, and the allegation was by the defense was that this was a violation of his privilege, that there were materials that were photographed that were subject to attorney-client and work product privilege. And the defense had said that there was a number of legal pads that said legal on top of them. And there was a discrepancy with the...
Now, we had talked about this earlier last week. Monday, Tuesday, they had a special hearing that Tuesday. And remember how some of the documents said, it said legal, but then allegedly when it was the raid or the sweep of the cell, it did not say what was stated in court. So that was a concern too. Are y'all not telling the judge the truth? So if you're not telling the judge the truth now, what makes us think that you're going to tell him the truth if he's released? Like the video, but that's alleged. It's up to the judge to decide if what was said to him was true or false. Like the video. So that's a concern, y'all.
Judge brought up about whether these pads actually said legal. He writes, the court further notes that it held an emergency hearing to address the government's usage of notes on legal pads recovered from Combs' bunk. At that hearing, defense counsel advised all these legal pads say legal. Yes, they're marked as legal. After the hearing, the court inquired why, in light of counsel's representation that the notes at issue were on legal pads that were clearly marked as legal, photographs taken during the sweep show no such label.
See? Remember, it was photographed and it was recorded. So why don't those say legal, but what you presented in court said legal? Like the video, that's a concern. And people are aware of the concerns. Like the video, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. There's about 120 in the building. If I can please get 122 to please subscribe and turn on your notification bell. Continue to hit the like button, you guys. Continue to hit the like button. Let's continue with the clip. The commercial's over.
That it has to be the case that as of the day of the search, legal wasn't written on every legal pad, and that they were not sure whether the pad presented to the court had legal on it at the time of the sweep. And Judge Subramanian writes, the circumstances of this incident and the misrepresentation made at the hearing where Combs was present bear on whether the court can be reasonably assured that any conditions it imposes will be followed, or whether through inadvertence or active subversion they will be broken and the community's safety threatened. Almost seems like the judge is saying, defense, can't trust you. And then finally, Judge Subramanian distinguishes Sean Combs' case from the Mike Jeffries case, the former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO who was just recently arrested on sex trafficking charges in New York. He's facing charges in federal court in the Eastern District of New York as opposed to the Southern District, but same thing. And the idea there was he was released on $10 million bail. Very similar allegations, sex trafficking.
Yeah, but I don't think the Abercrombie & Fitch guy has any racketeering against him. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
But this is what the judge writes. In United States v. Jeffries, while the government raised danger, its principal concern with respect to defendant Mike Jeffries was flight. He had no criminal history. The alleged criminal conduct, which did not involve the kind of violence or RICO allegations made here, racketeering allegations made here, abated nearly a decade ago, and Jeffries was 80 years old. So that's how he's distinguishing that case from Combs. And so ultimately, he denied Sean Combs bail. And right now, it seems that the only other option for Sean Combs will be to try to appeal this to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. They had originally appealed it up there, but they put it on pause so they could actually go back to Judge Subramanian, but now that has been defeated for them. Now, we actually did a full breakdown of the hearing from last week where the judge considered arguments from both sides, so let's play that for you right now. This could prove to be a very interesting...
Like I said, this is coming from Law Crimes. Like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Just giving them credit. We're just giving everyone an update on Diddy and what's going on in regards to the courts. Like the video, like the video.
Interesting week in the Sean Diddy Combs legal saga. Why? Is it possible Sean Combs could be released from jail right in time for Thanksgiving? It's a possibility. You know, I would have said that seemed highly unlikely, but after what we saw on Friday during the most recent bail hearing in front of Judge Arun Subramanian, the current judge of Combs' criminal case, a judge, by the way, who hasn't heard this bail issue before, it seems a lot more probable. I'm going to explain. So Combs has been sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center, the MDC, out in Brooklyn since his arrest in September. And of course, as you know, he's facing racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution charges, namely that from 2008 to 2024, he used force, threats, coercion to cause women to engage in sexual activity, including sex acts with male sex workers. That's what's known as the freak-offs, that he operated a criminal enterprise that was engaged in all sorts of illicit activity and acts of violence like kidnapping and arson. Okay, we knew that. And now two previous judges, a district court judge and a magistrate judge, both previously denied Sean Combs bail, siding with the prosecution's arguments that Combs was a danger to society, given these allegations, that he was a risk of flight, given his wealth, power, and resources, that he engaged in potential obstruction by improperly contacting witnesses and victims in the case. And this, by the way, is despite the defense putting forth a very expansive bail package. $50 million bond, home confinement, no phone or internet use, 24/7 private security to monitor him, limits on who can visit him, and so forth. So a very expansive bail package, one that I really haven't seen. But leading into this hearing on Friday, again in front of Judge Arun Subramanian, who hasn't decided this issue yet because he was the most recent judge assigned to the case, prosecutors were also armed with more arguments, more evidence. Why? Because as we previously discussed on Sidebar, they alleged in a letter to the court that while behind bars at the MDC, Sean Combs has been violating the Bureau of Prisons rules. Now, by the way, that in and of itself could be used to show, hey, if he can't follow the rules while he's locked up inside, what makes you think he can be trusted on the...
And that's the biggest thing people are asking, is he his own worst enemy, where he feels he don't have to listen to nobody? That's a big question. Like the video. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new, where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. If anyone would like to super chat to the channel, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Like the video.
Outside. But putting that to the side, not only that, prosecutors say he has been engaging in unauthorized communications, such as three-way phone calls on a monitored phone, using other inmates' phone access codes to make phone calls, and using a third-party text messaging provider. And they alleged he was doing all of this to instruct third parties to reach out to witnesses and even try to influence a potential jury pool. And by the way, influencing a potential jury pool, that's with respect to the allegation that he orchestrated a social media campaign around his birthday. You might remember this. His family released a video of them wishing him a happy birthday, good wishes, while he's on the phone. He's on the other line. He's locked up, but you hear him on the other line. They're all happy. Everybody's happy. And prosecutors say the aim for that was to influence potential jurors. They have evidence to say that was his intent, that he might have said something. We'll get to that. Now, there are many, many other items for both the prosecution and defense regarding this bail issue, but the best way to go through all of this is to actually go through what was said during that hearing. Now, something I have to mention about going over this hearing, there are no cameras in the courtroom, so we couldn't see this for ourselves. In fact, there's limited electronic devices that are allowed as well. So we're basing this off of reporting from those in the courtroom about what happened. Now, the first issue that came up at this hearing on Friday wasn't even about bail, but it's about what happened a few days earlier. You see, the defense had accused the prosecution of improperly taking photographs of potentially attorney-client and work product privilege material in Sean Combs' detention unit. This was after there was a sweep for contraband at the MDC. I should say the defense claims this was actually a targeted operation at Sean Combs. The prosecutors have denied this. They've said that they didn't even take part in the search, but there was this sweep. And an investigator from the Bureau of Prisons apparently took photos of these notepads and these notepad pages from Sean Combs' unit. In the end, Judge Subramanian, after there was a hearing held, said the prosecution has to destroy 19 copies of pages of those photos, that they couldn't use evidence obtained from those photos in their...
I didn't know if it was 16 copies or 19 copies, but he had put an order that they had to get rid of that. And I'm wondering if that was the plot plan all along from Diddy and his attorneys. Like the video. Double tap the screen, you guys. If you're watching from a phone, double tap the screen to hit the like or hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Thanks for tuning in. Let's continue. Reaction clip, fair use.
Bail argument. And one of the things that they wanted to say was that Combs was improperly reaching out to one witness in particular. That would be shown by one of these photograph pages. And Judge Subramanian said that he would have to resolve at a later date if there was, in fact, a privilege violation. And if there was a violation, I'm not even sure what that remedy would be. Sean Combs' defense counsel has asked for the indictment to be tossed out, has asked for the prosecution's team from the Southern District of New York to be recused. We shall see. Now, as we're sorting through these legal arguments...
Yes, press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Hello, Tennessee. Good afternoon. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving time, a great time with their family. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Are you shopping today? Are you missing all that Black Friday sale stuff? Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Vince, it just shows you how important having a great lawyer is, right? So how can I say that without talking about our incredible sponsor, Morgan & Morgan? This is America's largest
Like the video.
law firm.
Let's skip that.
If you've been waiting to purchase,
hold on, like the video. Gotta wait for the commercial to go past. Yeah, everyone, continue to hit the like button. It actually pushes me into the algorithm. Continue to hit the like button. It pushes me into the algorithm. So if you're on a phone, double tap the screen. If you're watching from a tablet, double tap the screen. The thumbs up button is the like button. Thanks for being here, everyone. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Wasn't sure when legal was written on the pads, and he did concede that during the sweep, not all the pads
Thanks
said
for
legal.
liking.
Judge Subramanian reportedly asked if the pad you handed up to me, did it say legal on it on November 1st, meaning when the sweep happened? To which Agnifilo reportedly replied, I'm not sure. And that led the judge to warn the defense that moving forward, make sure all of your representations to the court are true. Not a great way to start, but that's how it started. And from there, we get into the bail analysis. And the main concern from prosecutors when talking about bail is they don't trust Sean Combs to follow the conditions of pretrial release. And they highlight, as I mentioned before, the allegations of what he was doing in the MDC. Now, Judge Subramanian pressed Assistant United States Attorney Christy Slavic, well, what do you say that you might not trust him, but trust his 24/7 private security that would monitor him on home confinement? Her response? This security team? She claims one of them is a co-conspirator of Sean Combs, that this person's phone was taken away. The other is a defense investigator in this case, and she alleged that that investigator has been contacting witnesses.
See?
In other words, this 24/7 private security team works for Sean Combs. Now, Agnifilo responds.
So they work for him. Even though it's a private security, if they're working for him, that means they may not follow the proper rules in giving information. So that may have been a plot plan. Let me out, but these people are working for me and they're going to listen to me, which is a concern. So the judge was like, oh no. Yeah, it's almost like they playing in the judge's face, real talk. And do they not think that he's not going to investigate who and what, who the security people are? Do they think that they're not going to look into who these people are? Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone.
Onto that later in the hearing, suggesting that they are proposing an independent security team. And he also highlighted that Sean Combs would be living in significantly more restrictive conditions on home confinement than in the MDC. Judge Subramanian asked Prosecutor Slavic, you cite his wealth as an issue for pretrial release, so can he use it? That's a key point. That was made by both sides. You see, the prosecutor said it's because he has the wealth, the power, the resources to do what he wants on the outside and flout the rules that he shouldn't be granted bail, whereas the defense has said, okay, we have to create such an expensive and expansive bail package to mitigate those perceived dangers because of his wealth. Slavic reportedly responded that they are seeking continued detention not because of his wealth, but because of his dangerousness, his risk of flight, his obstruction. So Subramanian asked her to explain the obstruction argument further. And while she highlighted what I had mentioned before, he did ask her whether running a PR campaign from behind bars is obstruction, like the birthday message campaign. Now, according to Prosecutor Slavic, Combs allegedly said he wanted to reach the jurors and said something along the lines of, presumably on a recorded phone call while in the MDC, something along the lines of, I need only one.
Oh.
So that kind of looks like he is trying to impact the jury. And
did y'all hear that? That he was stating that he only needed one? Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone.
He claims that this is impacting the integrity of the proceedings, and this is his intent to obstruct. Now, from there, Judge Subramanian gets into a really key point. This is something that he actually had advised the prosecutors to be prepared to discuss. The fact that former Abercrombie & Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries was just arrested on federal sex trafficking charges in New York, albeit the Eastern District, not the Southern District where Combs is, but on the face of it, very similar allegations to Sean Combs. And guess what? Mike Jeffries was released on a $10 million bail. So Judge Subramanian is essentially asking, why shouldn't Combs be released then? To which Prosecutor Slavic references the letter that the prosecution had filed with the court in anticipation of this hearing. And in that letter, they say, well, okay, yes, Jeffries is accused of paying dozens of men for travel to engage in commercial sex acts, that he used a security company to surveil and intimidate witnesses, but these are superficial similarities with Sean Combs. First, unlike Sean Combs, Mike Jeffries is not accused of committing violent acts that were separate and apart from the sex trafficking allegations, and also, he didn't use firearms. Also, they say Jeffries is not accused of racketeering like Sean Combs is. Combs, they say, is continually engaging in obstruction. Jeffries' allegations of obstruction ended in 2015. And also, Mike Jeffries is 80 years old. Sean Combs is 55. Two different dangers. Now, interestingly, Sean Combs' other lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, she jumped in at one point during the hearing, and she actually argued to Judge Subramanian that the Jeffries case is actually worse than Sean Combs' case. Why? Because there, prosecutors are alleging an international sex trafficking business.
Wow.
And that the victims were raped and sodomized. And she also said, Combs, guess what? He's not that young either. Now, moving on from that point, I thought that was an interesting back and forth. There was another point in the hearing.
All the cases are kind of serious and kind of questionable. What's really going on? That's the biggest thing. A lot of these people need to be exposed. Okay, you rich, but that don't mean you have to go around and praying for the alleged victims. Many people are exposed in 2024. Many will be exposed in 2025 as well. Praying for the alleged victims. Like I said before, judge, jury will have to decide if there's any wrongdoing on Diddy's side. He's innocent until proven guilty. We have to say that. We definitely don't want a mistrial, y'all. We don't want a mistrial. So this judge is doing everything he can to cross his T's and dot his I's. Like the video, like the video. We got 57 likes. Can we get the likes to 120? Thanks for being here, everyone. So concerning. So concerning. I told y'all, in 2024, we're going to be questioning a lot of stuff. 2025, we're going to be questioning even more. Like the video, fair use.
I want to highlight. And this centered around, once again, the infamous 2016 videotape that was published by CNN earlier this year of Combs purportedly beating his ex-girlfriend Cassandra Ventura in a hotel hallway while he was just wearing a towel. And prosecutors have suggested that Sean Combs attacked her as she was escaping a freak-off, a clear example of sex trafficking, and again, to prove that he is a danger. Dangerousness, key factor in a bail analysis. Now, Judge Subramanian did something actually interesting. He pressed the prosecution about something the defense had brought up, that video may not be exactly what it is because CNN may have spliced it or edited it together. Slavic responded, it was a bit puzzling that the defendant brought this up because there's really no dispute as to what actually happened during that incident. In fact, the defendant admitted to it and apologized for it in a public Instagram post.
Right. He apologized. And I don't recall seeing a video of Diddy saying it was edited. He didn't say it then. Why are you saying it now? So a lot of stuff is questionable. Like the video. Fair use reaction clip.
That's true. Combs apologized 2 days after that video was released. And she went on to say, whether the video was slowed or spliced or edited by CNN.
At Saks, the best gifts.
Like the video. Let's let the commercial go past. Yeah, whether it was sliced or sped up, the action still happened. You know, things that make you say, like the video. Yeah, he apologized. So why would you apologize if you didn't do what you did? He deleted the video. And now he's trying to say it was edited. The action still happened. You did not allow Cassie to get in the elevator safely. It's not like you kissed her and said goodbye. You did what you did, alleged. We saw it. I can't even say alleged to that. I say alleged so much. We saw what we saw. You should have let her get in the elevator and say goodbye. She walked out with no shoes on. And then you came running down the hall with your towel on. We saw what we saw, sir.
It shows the defendant shoving, kicking, and dragging a female victim. That is true. Actually, when Subramanian was questioning Mark Agnifilo, he asked him about these text message conversations between Combs and victim one in the case, who we believe to be Cassandra Ventura. And whereas the prosecution has highlighted the messages to show that she was a victim of physical abuse and non-consensual sex acts, Agnifilo suggested that they had more information that provides more context to the relationship and to that 2016 video. He said it really is purely consistent with our view of this being a consensual, long-term, loving, fraught relationship.
Do y'all see that they continue to try and bring Cassie's character into question? Cassie's been married. We haven't heard any concerns with Cassie and her current husband. Let's be very clear about that. Like the video.
That had a breakup, and the breakup wasn't because of coerced sex or forced sex. Even suggested that there was regrettable physical conduct going both ways in this relationship. Now, when it came to the allegations of whether Sean Combs was improperly contacting or trying to contact people, Ms. Shapiro distinguished other cases, like where a defendant told someone to lie by phone. She said that's not happening here. Plus, when it comes to posting on social media, she says Sean Combs, her client, has a First Amendment right to speak up when there is a barrage of negative media coverage out there and defend himself. And Judge Subramanian said, well, why can't he just do that through his lawyers? In other words, why does he have to go through these other third parties to do that? Now, Shapiro reportedly responded, well, we're happy to do that, but we're lawyers. It's not really what we do. Subramanian also pressed her on the communications regarding victims or witnesses, and she denied that this was evidence of obstruction. And she assured the judge that Sean Combs will listen to his lawyers. If they tell him not to do something, he won't do it. The problem, as re-emphasized by Prosecutor Slavic, is she says he has reached out to a witness, an alleged participant in multiple freak-offs. And he allegedly ignored his lawyers when they told him not to do the social media campaign around his birthday, but he wanted to do it anyway. And also, even if it is common, as the defense suggests, for inmates to share their codes to make phone calls, the Bureau of Prisons handbook prohibits this. The main idea, he doesn't follow the rules on the inside, he can't be expected to follow the rules on the outside. Now, this moves into arguably the most interesting and pivotal moment in this hearing. This is when the judge inquired as to where home confinement would exactly be. Now, Mark Agnifilo indicated that it would be in Miami, that there would be a dock but no boat, and the judge heard that and said, that's not going to work. Where in New York could he stay? So, Agnifilo responded that there is an apartment in the Upper East Side, 3 bedrooms. There would be 2 security guards in the apartment, 1 downstairs, no access to phone or internet except calls with his lawyers, and Combs would avoid all contact with anyone who would be a witness in this case. And I have to tell you, this could be a sign that Judge Subramanian is entertaining the idea of pretrial release and home confinement. I will say, though, Judge Subramanian also heard from Pretrial Services. This is the office that ensures federal criminal defendants appear in court and monitor their activities so they don't pose a danger on the outside. And the representative from Pretrial Services sided with the prosecution and reportedly said that we maintain the bail conditions are insufficient. However, this representative seemed to acknowledge that there aren't any cases they're aware of where private guards would be enlisted. This is unique. So, what did the judge decide? Well, he said he will make a decision promptly next week on bail, meaning this week. And he did suggest that both the prosecution and the defense submit letters to the court by Monday.
By them submitting those letters, you guys, smart move. Smart move on the judge side. I will give him that. Like the video, like the video. We're at 59 likes. We have about 150 in the building. If people can please double tap that screen. Please double tap the screen if you're watching from a phone. Please double tap the screen if you're watching from a phone. If you've already subscribed, thank you. There's about 150 in the building. If I can please get 150 people to please subscribe and thank you. People are flowing in and out, so please continue to double tap the screen. The likes should match the views. Can I please get 120 people to hit the like button? Double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Let's continue.
Today at noon. And one of the questions is, what can Sean Combs say or not say right now? And those letters just came in. So the defense pointed to the recent case of United States versus Donald Trump when it comes to what Combs can say about his own case. Because Mr. Combs is, quote, a criminal defendant and is presumed to be innocent, he has a, quote, greater constitutional claim than other trial participants, including counsel, to criticize and speak out against the prosecution and the criminal trial process that seek to take away his liberty. Accordingly, the court should apply Trump's heightened standard when considering Mr. Combs' speech here. The defense also argued again that what Combs had to say was protected under the First Amendment, free speech. Alexandra Shapiro cited multiple court cases in her letter. The cited examples do not even remotely implicate the types of possible prejudicial speech that courts have previously considered. This is not speech about witness testimony or cooperation that imperils the availability, content, and integrity of witness testimony, nor does the speech target known or reasonably foreseeable witnesses concerning their potential participation in the criminal proceeding. Mr. Combs did not make public statements.
Like the video, like the video. We got about 59 people in the building. If I can please get 100 people to please double tap the screen to hit the like button. If you already hit the like button, thank you. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Are you surprised in regards to what's happening? Are you surprised that the judge said no and did not release him prior to Thanksgiving? Will they put in another bail request for him to get released? Will the fourth one be denied as well? Should he be focusing on his trial? Like the video, let's continue.
To discredit testimony for the prosecution or make evidence available to the news media. The speech does not concern any attempt to publish court-ordered discovery, and this is not a case where the party's expression was itself obstructive. The government is essentially arguing for a standard in which the entire press community and civil plaintiffs and the government itself can wage war against Mr. Combs' reputation, but Mr. Combs can't even try to influence public opinion himself in response. That is simply not the law. And clearly she's referencing the multitude of lawsuits that he's facing. Now, the defense says that none of the examples the prosecution gave hold water. and they should not be used as reasons to keep Sean Combs behind bars. So what did the prosecution have to say about the bail hearing on Friday? Well, they got straight to the point on page 1 of their letter. The defendant's history of obstructive conduct is part and parcel to his decades-long pattern of violence, which must be considered along with his obstructive conduct to fully assess his dangerousness under the Bail Reform Act. A holistic view of his obstructive and violent conduct that is still happening presently, makes clear that there is no way to rebut the applicable presumption of detention in this case. The bail package presented by the defendant does not come close to ensuring the safety of the community, including from the defendant's...
Press 3 if you are new and where you're watching from. Press 3 if you're new and where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before, where you're watching from. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here. Are you surprised that the judge said no for the third time? Like the video, like the video. Thanks for being here. We're at 59 likes. We should definitely be at 120. We're at 59 likes. We definitely should be at 120. So please double tap the screen. Thank you. Please double tap the screen if you're watching from a phone. Thank you. Or please double tap the screen if you're watching from a tablet. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Ongoing efforts to obstruct this case, nor does it adequately protect from risk of flight. For all of these reasons, the defendant's renewed application for bail must be denied.
Welcome, St. Louis.
The fact that Judge Subramanian did not immediately deny Combs' bid for bail like the other 2 judges did, and has entertained what home confinement would look like, it is possible he could make bail. It is possible Sean Combs could make bail. Now, to be clear...
So you got to understand, this was a video before the bail hearing, and then he was denied bail. Welcome, UK. He's just doing a recap review on his channel. So like I said, this is coming from Law Crimes. We're giving them credit. Like the video, like the video.
Should he violate any conditions if he's actually released, he will go straight back to the MDC, and probably, absent some extraordinary circumstance, he will never get another chance at bail again. So if he does get released, he most certainly better be on his best behavior. Now, doesn't mean that the government won't file obstruction charges against Sean Combs and, let's say, a superseding indictment based on what he allegedly did in the MDC. They could still do that. Remember, the government acknowledged they are submitting evidence to a grand jury in New York right now. They could also use evidence of what they say is obstruction, not even in additional charges, but just as additional evidence in the racketeering charge that he currently faces. And if he is released and violates his bail conditions, they could also file additional charges to them. Now, what happens if Subramanian denies Sean Combs bail? Well, it seems that Sean Combs has one final attempt to take this issue up to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, a higher appellate court. In fact, his legal...
So he may take it to circuit court, you guys. Like the video, like the video. We're about 60 likes. Can we get the likes to 100? Double tap the screen, hit the thumbs up above the video, below the video. Thanks for being here, UK. Thanks for being here, Florida. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Team had submitted a legal brief in support of bail previously with this court, but then they asked the court to pause a decision on that while they petitioned Judge Subramanian first. And again, Sean Diddy Combs officially denied bail for a third time.
Third time.
That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar.
So thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate everyone for being here. I appreciate everyone for tuning into the show. Let's go ahead and do the disclaimer. Let me know. Are you guys shopping for the week? Are you guys staying in? Are you traveling? Are you staying home? Are you just chilling? Chill mode? Let me know in the comments. How was Thanksgiving, you guys? Let me know in the comments. Did you eat some good food? Did you cook? Did you have people come over? What was your Thanksgiving like? Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being here, everyone. So, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. You guys focus on healthy, safe relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I have some stuff I have to take care of always. But I definitely plan on enjoying my week in chill mode and just enjoying time with family and friends. So thanks for being here, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to continue to hit the like button for the replay game. Thanks for being here, everyone. We're at about 61 likes. Continue to double tap the screen to hit the like button. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone, be blessed. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone, goodbye. Have a blessed weekend.